Good evening. Welcome in again, everyone, to Rattler Up with Coach Walsh. We are live from the Hays County Barbecue, making some noise, folks, here live at Hays County Barbecue. This is the place to be on Monday nights at 6 p.m. to join us for Rattler Up. People here live eating barbecue, Texas monthly award-winning barbecue, I might add. This is the place to be, but if you can't be here live with us, join us on our live stream through VYPE. This is Rattler Up with Coach Walsh. We go in-depth to football, baseball, basketball, volleyball, everything Rattler Nation, and we've got a lot in store for you this week. I'm your host, CJ Odom. With me, as always, San Marcos High School Athletic Director and head football coach, John Walsh. Coach, welcome to episode 4 of Rattler Up.
Let's do it 4 times.
All right. This week, we've got lots to cover. We're going to look back at this past Friday night's game against Lake Travis. We're going to look ahead to next week, or as we have after the bye week, we'll go to Chaparral Stadium to take on Westlake. We've got to update everybody on volleyball with their district play. And live in studio, we have the San Marcos High School Diamond Line and their director, San Marcos High School alumni, Michelle Knight. So, Coach, you excited to have Diamond Line with us tonight?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're featuring all things Rattler Nation. They're a key part of making Rattler Nation happen. So we got lots to cover, Coach. And before we get started, how about those junior highs representing again? We talked about them quite a bit last week. We got to see some highlights, but before we get into the meat of the show here, we got to throw some more love to the middle school, which I think we'll do a little bit more of later on, but big wins across the program. How exciting. You talk to us a lot as the high school football coach,
right,
but talk to us athletic director again. Those middle school programs got to be making you proud.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you're building a program or starting a new program or inheriting a program, the ones that do it right start from the 7th grade up. And we got a middle school player here tonight. And from Miller to Goodnight, we've only lost one, between 7th and 8th grade A and B teams. We've only lost one football game, and the rest have been wins. So it's good to see them. The wins make you feel good. But as the AD and the head football coach, you want to see the success coming from the bottom, because it doesn't matter what you turn around at the top. If it's not coming from the back end in the middle schools, then you're kind of spinning your wheels, and we're not spinning our wheels. We got it coming.
Well, we've got some clips we're going to show later on tonight. It's really exciting to know the future of Rattler Nation and Rattler football in particular. But we're going to go ahead and get started and take a look back to this past week's game against Lake Travis. It was our second home game for the Rattlers and the opening of district play. The Cavaliers of Lake Travis were every bit as tough as advertised, bringing their number 10 state ranking into Rattler Stadium and presenting a major struggle, especially for the Rattler offense, who were held scoreless on the night. San Marcos' defense would be responsible for the points that night, as junior Jake Darling recovered a fumble and took it into the end zone in the 4th quarter to score for the Rattlers. But in the end, as you see there, Lake Travis takes the victory 45-6. Now, Coach, we talked last week about expectations. Again, Lake Travis, a historically good team,
right,
another good squad this year. We talked about the challenges that faced. We also talked about your goal was, as we get ready, you keep talking about the tournament, and I love that that's the language, right? As we get ready for the tournament, each week, no matter what the scoreboard says, we've got to know that our boys look better than they did the week before. And so that becomes the litmus test, I think, for every week, even here on Rattler Up. So, Coach, tough loss, obviously,
right,
but did you see things, and what did you see on the field that makes you think, hey, but we're headed in the right direction? The team is better this week than they were last week.
Yeah, and the story, when you play someone of the caliber of where Lake Travis is, and I said it last week, their program and our program are on different spectrums right now. They're playing for titles, and we're trying to get in the playoffs. So, but you still hope for that perfect storm. It's still a football game. The ball could bounce wrong. They could fumble. They could get a tip ball for an interception. And I told the kids before we started, Lake Travis is not going to hurt themselves, and we cannot be on the other end and put ourselves in a hole. And we did exactly what we said we did not need to do. So, and really, the fumble at the very beginning really was a missed call by the officials. It shouldn't have been a fumble. So when you fair catch a football and you muff it and you pick it up, you can't advance it. So when Jaden picked it back up, the ball should have been dead right there. Now it may have not changed the outcome of a ball game, but momentum's crazy. So when we got it at halftime, and Isaiah's here and a couple other guys were here, I told them, we were all hoping for that perfect storm. It did not happen. We got to take care of ourselves, and we got to make sure we do get better. So it was good to watch video of us going against top 10 talent. It was good to watch a video up front of us having to block Division I football players, because we're going to get it again in 2 weeks, and then some. Westlake's better than Lake Travis. So you are right. We got to come out healthy for those last 5, and we got to make sure that we're executing better. And then I think if we learn anything, when you do get into playoffs, you cannot fumble the opening kickoff, and you just can't turn the ball over.
Like I said, limit those mistakes. Now, you talked about injuries. That's plagued the team from the beginning, from Holmes all the way through. And you mentioned this was really our first week with no new injuries. Talk to us about how important that was for you and what that allowed you to do as you're evaluating a team and putting a scheme in place for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, actually, by the time I got home, I was in a good mood, and that was why I was in a good mood, because, you know, it's the first game. It's the first game we didn't lose a starter on the first play, let alone the first game. So we actually gained a starter back. Malik Gordon played last week, and I think and throughout the week, I was getting good doctor notes. You know, we're getting Vega back, we're getting Kanui back, we're getting Jamil back. So, yeah, if we're healthy, when it's time, those last 5 weeks, I'm going to be a happy head coach.
All right, so what were some, as you look at that, you've got the team back together. Even moving into that second half, you talked a lot about the halftime speech. So then the game concludes, you come in on Saturday for film, and you kind of alluded to it. Speak a little bit more about that. What was that like for the players to see themselves up against, like you said, a lot of D1 talent, some incredible talented? What does it do for them to see that? How do you capitalize on that?
That's a good question, and I think what I saw Saturday morning, we have a team meeting every morning at 9:30 on Saturdays, and what I saw was a mature ball club. I didn't see a bunch of pouting. I didn't see, everybody was attentive. Everybody was eager to watch the film, and usually when you get beat, whatever it was, to 6, you're ready. You're hoping Coach gives you off on Saturday, and I think they understand the process that we're in. I think they believe the tournament is in reach for us. They understand those last 5 games, so they were eager to watch themselves and evaluate themselves in an honest fashion.
Well, and that's that maturity you speak to. That's a culture that we're trying to build, right? That you're trying to build with this program. You talked from the early episodes, you talked about painting that picture.
Right.
And I guess that kind of fits into that, am I right? Like the picture that you're painting
Absolutely.
for what they need to do moving forward?
Yeah, and they're starting to paint the picture with their words. So you hope as a coach, you say things so many times, and then they actually see the results that you're talking about within their play, and they start speaking the same language. And I think we got that taking place. I mean, they were good today coming back to work. You know, we're being light on them this week, but they're ready.
Well, I think that's the important thing, right? That the scoreboard does not linger. It's over. It's turned off. We did what we did. We've grown. And now we look forward with a bye week, followed up with a game against Westlake, like you said, perhaps even more stringent competition. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on in Rattler Up. But let's get back to those middle school athletes. We want to focus a little bit more on Goodnight and Miller, some of the really great things that are coming up. And in fact, we're actually going to turn and give them a lot more love as we're going to take a look. We're going to go to this week's Plays of the Week. We just couldn't pick, Coach. Graphic says play, but we're going to Plays of the Week. And so, Coach, why don't you walk us through here what you're seeing and tell us what we're seeing down here from some Goodnight athletes.
Well, this is Goodnight, and the angle's not quite as good as the high school film we put on. But if you could rewind that real quick, Josh. You know, this is Colson Giese, who's in the shop today at Hayes Barbecue over there. He's a big lad that's got some quick feet, and as you can see, he's hard to tackle. Mm-hmm.
He was his own best blocker on that particular play. A 75-yard touchdown run for Colson. And so talk to us about what some of his teammates are doing to help him out to get that big of a play.
Yeah, so up front at Goodnight, and you know, you can have these guys that can run the football and can catch and throw, but you got to have that beef up front. And what I like about Miller and Goodnight both is that there's offensive linemen in the trenches, and you can see there's a lot of white shirts following him in that end zone on a 75-yard touchdown run.
All right, and then a little bit later in the game, Josh, you'll show us here our second play of the week. Also a run here, a 50-yard rushing touchdown. Much of the same, comes around the end. It almost seems like a broken play, but he makes it happen.
Yeah, and that's what's special about Colson is, you know, he's going sideways, which I don't really like sideways running, but he gets a stiff arm, and then once he gets those shoulders going square, the big guy can run.
All right, well, with those plays of the week, it becomes pretty clear where we're headed for Rattler of the Week. We're really excited to get our first branch out into Goodnight Middle School. Colson Giese is going to be our Rattler of the Week. Give it up for him here at Hayes County Barbecue.
Come here, Colson.
All right, so Colson is joining us here live in studio at Hayes County. He's got his Rattler jersey on. Come on in, Colson, and join us.
I didn't tell him he was talking yet, so
Well, I think this is a good time to find out. By the way, Colson, we're going to interview you. How about that? All right, so Colson, first of all, congratulations for being named the Rattler of the Week. How do you feel?
It's pretty amazing. I didn't think this would happen.
All right, well, talk to us. Let's talk to us about those plays that we saw there. You know, 2 big rushing touchdowns for you, a 75-yarder and a 50-yarder. Talk to us about the individual plays that we saw there. Start with the big one, the 75-yarder. What was the design? What were you supposed to do? How did you make it work?
I was just supposed to go right up the A gap. I just saw a little opening on the B gap, and I just ran right up.
All right.
Vision.
Blocking, vision. So
He sees it. He sees it. And then talk about the 50-yarder then.
So that, supposed to have a pull. At the end, got out. I couldn't go up, so I just had to run out and just step on it.
So it was designed to go in C gap,
C-gap.
and he adjusted, went outside.
Made the adjustment. All right. Well, Colson, so talk to us. Have you been playing? You're an 8th grader at Goodnight. Have you played every year so far at Goodnight?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you look forward most to about heading into high school and becoming a part of the Rattler squad up there?
That's going to be fun. I'm going to like it.
Colson's a 2-sport player. He's good at baseball here, too. I haven't seen him play yet, but I know Coach Webb's high on him.
All right. All right. What position do you play in baseball?
Everywhere.
Just wherever is needed.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's the kind of, we just need an athlete, right, Coach? You're looking for athletes. It looks like we've got him.
You're like a guy that says everywhere.
Absolutely. Well, all right. Well, tell us a little bit more, Colson, about just some other things about you. What else, besides football and baseball, what else do you like to do?
Video games. I'm big on that.
All right. Video games. Good, good. So talk to us about your coaches. You've got a great, we've talked a little bit here at Goodnight, especially in Miller. Talk to us about your coaching staff. What are they doing for you? What are some things that you really appreciate that they're helping you out with?
They're really hard on us. We make a mistake, gotta run for it. Classroom too. You ain't doing what you need to do, they're gonna make you work for it.
And student athlete part of that, so they're on you in the classroom, they're on you on the field. All right. Well, Colson, we appreciate you joining us here on Rattler Up. Congratulations on being the Rattler Week. Hey, Scott, give it up to him. All right. So lots of things learned and a tough loss for the Rattlers this week, but now they have the bye week to rest and prepare for it. We're here live at Hays County Barbecue. That's where we want you to be. We want you to be here. Join us on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Of course, if you can't be with us live, you can go to VYPE's YouTube, watch the live stream. But now, though, we're going to take a look out across the rest of the Rattler Nation and get our Rattler Nation update. We know that a lot of stuff is still in season, and we want to begin with the volleyball team, Coach. We left them last at 1-0 in district, 2 big games this past week, and they improved to 3-0 in district as they beat Hays 3-1 on Tuesday night in the Snake Pit, and then on Friday night they went up to Austin and beat Aikens in straight sets. But Coach, so they're 3-0 in district. We're excited about that, but I want to talk to you about the Tuesday night game. If people are watching Rattler Up regularly and they haven't made it out to the Snake Pit, shame on you. You've got to get out there. It is so exciting, and Tuesday night was no exception. Am I right?
Right. Yeah, I've been to a lot of volleyball games, and it's in the fall. There's a lot going on. School's starting, football's going on, so everybody gets busy. And I've never seen a volleyball gym as packed, as loud, and usually that doesn't happen until the basketball season. So it's really fun to watch. Our girls get to play in that environment and watch them respond to it because they do feed off that energy.
Well, and you could see the true home court advantage being played out. Like you said, oftentimes early in a season it's not quite ready to go yet. Right. Students haven't quite set up their norms in the gym. That's all out the window. Students have their student section. They've got their chance. Teachers are there. Parents are there. Families are there. It's a fun environment. Big challenge this week, Coach. We got 2 more games in district. We're taking on 2 state-ranked teams back-to-back. We're going to have Lake Travis and Austin. Tell us about the challenge that lays it before the volleyball team coming up this week.
Yeah, luckily, Coach Teo's done a good job with the schedule in non-district, and he's put the girls in front of top talent, and they've had to compete against other teams that are state ranked. So yeah, our district's tough. Our girls are in the state rankings, but we go on the road tomorrow to Austin High, and it's a tough place to play too. And they're loaded with about 4 Division I players. Their AD, head football coach, has 2 girls on the team that are going big places. So it's going to be a challenge for them. I talked to the girls today after they watched some video and practiced with Coach Teo, and And they got a lot of confidence going into it, so I'm excited to go watch them.
All right, so we got Austin this week on Tuesday, then we'll host Lake Travis Friday night. So bye week of football, there's no excuse now. Friday night, you got to be in a snake pit. See the girls take on Lake Travis. You've got to be there to join them. Well, when we return, we're going to be joined by some special guests. Coach, the San Marcos High School Diamond Line will be live in studio here at Hayes County Barbecue. When we return, we'll take it here on Rattler Up. All right, welcome back to Rattler Up. We are live at Hayes County Barbecue in the Big Texas Event Center. This is the place you've got to be on Monday nights at 6 o'clock. And we are joined in studio with members of the San Marcos High School Diamond Line. We have the officer team here with us alongside their director, San Marcos High School alumni, Michelle Knight, joining us. Welcome. All right, Coach. We talked in the pre-show, we kind of did some math, and we've talked a little bit about it on previous episodes. On a Friday Night Lights event, and there's nothing short of calling it's an event. The work that you do that has nothing to do with football, to put a Friday night event on is pretty incredible. You and your staff. Parking alone is enough of an issue, right? But when you look at a football game, those of you, obviously most of the people here at Hayes County Barbecue joining us have been to Friday night football games at San Marcos Toyota Rattler Stadium. There are over 400 students involved in the production and the talent putting into a Friday night football game across the state, San Marcos included, from the athletes to the athletic trainers to the band to the cheerleaders to the ROTC and all points in between. But really and truly, one of those special aspects of Friday Night Lights is that Diamond Line. And Coach, behind the scenes, you and I talk during the week as we kind of prepare for Rattler Up. We kind of figure out what we want to do, what we want to talk about. And you were pretty quick on the trigger this week. You said, CJ, we got to get the Diamond Line in. Talk to me about why it was so important to feature them and what you noticed about them when you got here 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think when I first got here last May, it was during difficult times, but it was still evident, and there were lots of good programs at the high school, but it was evident that there was an establishment at Diamond Line, that they were business-like, and the biggest thing is they were all purple. I mean, if you were looking for a program that was leading the charge on school spirit, there was no doubt it was Diamond Line, and so I could tell they were the standard. And when you put for this show, it's an athletic show, but the Friday night experience is a lot of things besides the sports. And Diamond Line and band and everybody else is a big part of it. So we had to get them on here quick.
Well, we were excited to have them on, so we're going to let the world know first about Michelle Knight, our director here. Michelle is a proud San Marcos High School graduate. She went on to graduate magna cum laude from Texas Women's University. She returned to San Marcos and actually started the Goodnight Junior High Dancing Stars dance team, bringing middle school dance programs to the district. So, Coach, she knows very well the value of having that middle school pipeline to feed your high school program. She's worked as a choreographer and workshop presenter at multiple events in her career, including the Dallas Holiday Parade, the Alamo Bowl, and the DTDA National All-Star Drill Team. She was recently selected by fellow dance educators as the American Dance and Drill Team's most outstanding director, and was recently named a distinguished alumni by the San Marcos Education Foundation. She's in her 14th year teaching and directing at the high school level and continues to lead both our Dazzlers and Diamond Line programs. Ms. Knight, thanks for being with us, and congratulations on all that you've accomplished so far.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your journey here. I mean, I walked through the bio, but tell us on the personal side, the journey. It seems it must be a bit of a loop, right? Graduating from San Marcos High School, coming back to lead the charge on your home campus. Tell us how special that must be for you.
Well, it's definitely full circle, and I think that's why I have so much passion for what I do. I was on Diamond Line back in the day, and I love the experience it provided for me, and so I wanted to be able to provide that for girls anywhere, and especially to do it at the place that you graduated is super special. So I tell them every day that I eat, sleep, breathe Diamond Line, and I act, and I live for them, and I do. So I love it. I bleed purple. I say I have the hugest purple heart that you will ever see, and I am so proud to be a Rattler and teacher.
We're glad to have you for sure. The stuff that the Diamond Line does on a regular basis is just incredible. You're leading the charge, like you said. No prouder representation of Rattler Nation than the Diamond Line. Talk to us a little about a typical week. Now, everyone knows Diamond Line, and I think everybody can assume that we know it's hard work to be in the Diamond Line, but I think people may not quite get what that's like. Could you walk us through a typical week as a team and your squad gets ready for the Friday Night Light performance?
Sure, and it really depends on which week you're speaking of, because depending on the moment that we're preparing for. So for Friday Night Lights, we put a different routine on the field every week, right? So if there's 10 weeks of football, we do 10 different dances per se, and that getting those ready each week, and then having to do what we have to do outside of the football. So if we do a pep rally or if we have a community performance, all of those things have to be ready by Friday night or by Thursday night or whenever it is. And if you've seen Diamond Line, you know that we're known for our precision, so we don't put anything out there that's not perfect. So there's lots of refining behind the scenes and working to make sure that we get those things right for Friday night. There's also, of course, the grades, the grading aspect, and the just building each other up and making sure that we're there for each other all the time.
Right, and I think that's the fascinating part, and it's something I'm pretty confident not every dance team does. The fact that you will put on 10 individual performances across the season. Coach, the only thing I imagine it would be like running a completely new offensive scheme every week.
Absolutely, and I'll add to that, they champion everything on campus, whether it's champion every sport or champion different clubs. That adds to their workload.
Well, I can tell you one piece of the champion, they name their teacher of the week every week. So faculty members who may be watching or live, you know that that Thursday night, Friday morning time comes, and you're kind of waiting to see that email because you want to see if you maybe got picked or if you want, or who got picked.
It's a serious thing.
It's a very, very serious thing to be picked the Diamond Line Teacher of the Week, and it's because of that Rattler Nation charge that they're leading. So what are some things that you have as goals for your program? You talk about a program that is as successful as you have been. How do you keep the fire burning? How do you keep the challenges in front of them? What are some things you're looking to accomplish this year with your team?
I think just coming out of COVID also has been a huge challenge, obviously, for everybody. And so just making sure they know why they're here. And yes, we're here for Rattler Nation, but we also get to dance every day. And we get to be together, and there's a lot of teams and a lot of people that don't get to do that. So Diamond Line is certainly special for just the camaraderie and what we're known for. So just making sure that they keep that at the front of their brains every single day, that they don't have to be here, they get to be here, and that comes through in their dancing.
And we love that message. You're getting to do something you love every day. You're working hard at it, but you love what you're doing, and that's fantastic. So you provided us with a video clip that you wanted us to, we'll get a chance to look at here, so we're going to pull that up for everybody to see. Before we get it started, we'll play it and let it walk us through what it is we're going to see and kind of prepare us for what this routine is.
Sure. So I chose this routine because everybody sees the pretty package every Friday night with the glitter and the pom-poms and the rainbows and sunshine. And what goes on behind the scenes is the work that you're going to see in this routine. So in it, just like we talked about a second ago, we do stuff on Fridays, to perform, but we also do all of this behind the scenes. So this was actually prepared for a pep rally that we hoped that we were going to get to do, but because COVID doesn't allow for that right now, we went ahead and filmed it so we could show people. And in the middle of getting things ready for football, every football Friday, this is what we're doing. And this routine is a very skilled routine. It's very hard. So they learned it, and the officers learned it at officer camp, and they brought it back to the team and taught them. But technically speaking, it's pretty difficult. So they learned it, they auditioned for it, and then we cleaned it, meaning that we put it together in this nice pretty package that you're about to see in 2 practices, which was 4 hours, which was really difficult to do.
That's incredible.
In addition to the football performances, this is what we've been working on.
So as we watch this, I really want people to be thinking about the incredibly high level of difficulty and the incredible short amount of time to put it together. Knowing that, please enjoy this Diamond Line performance. All right, the Diamond Line, ladies and gentlemen, give it up. I think the operative word there, Coach Knight, was precision. I had the opportunity a couple of years ago to go to Radio City Music Hall and see the Rockettes, and you talk about the just absolute dead-on precision that you see on a stage. That's what we're seeing on Friday nights. It's absolutely incredible, so thank you for everything you're doing for them. So let's go ahead and talk to our girls. We've got 6 members of the Diamond Line officer team here. We'll start by just passing the mic around. Why don't you introduce yourself, give us your grade, and what position you have on the team.
Okay. I'm Avery. I'm a senior, and I'm captain.
I'm Michaela. I'm also a senior, and I'm first lieutenant.
I'm Haley. I am also a senior, and I am senior lieutenant.
I'm Lexi. I'm a junior, and I'm a junior lieutenant.
I'm Kelly, and I'm a junior, and I'm a junior lieutenant.
I'm Sophia. I'm a junior, and I'm a junior lieutenant.
All right, well, girls, thank you for joining us here on Rattler Up this week. We're excited to have you. Let's start with one of our junior lieutenants, including Miss Lexi Carpenter. Let's start there. Lexi, why don't you tell us about what has always made you want to be a part of the Diamond Line program?
As soon as I started dancing, I grew up watching Diamond Line, and I just always looked up to them. I always saw them poised. They always looked like they were having fun. They just got to share their passion with dance and with each other and anything they were interested in. It just looked like one big family, and I knew I wanted to be a part of that. And as soon as I made Diamond Line, I was right. We are a big, happy family. We are there for each other. I am able to rely on these girls for anything, and I just know we are there for each other whenever we need it, and I just love them, and I am so happy to be a part of this program, and it is exactly why I wanted to try out for this.
All right, well, let's talk to another junior lieutenant. I'll give it up for Lexi there. Another junior lieutenant is Kelly Torres. Kelly, same question. Just talk to us about what made you want to join this successful program.
You know, ever since I was little, I have just always seen like this bond that Diamond Line has always had. They not only express their like bondage with each other, like through dancing, but they also show it within their daily like, you know, life. So it just always has been something that I've always wanted to be a part of, and my dream has came true, so.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, I think that's probably something we would, if I asked every single member, would they probably talk about as a kid seeing the Diamond Line? Is that not a consistent theme that we see from people that have grown up in
Absolutely,
the town?
and the uniform, pom-pom, sparkles, glitter, all of it, yes.
I think that's incredible. Well, let's take a look at talk to another junior lieutenant, Sophia White. She's joining us tonight. Sophia, what do you find to be the most challenging part of the work that you guys do every week? We saw that routine that you guys put together in an incredibly short amount of time. Talk to us about what you find most challenging.
I think one of the most challenging parts is like keeping the morale up and including like fun parts while also, you know, working as hard as we do. And because we don't spend like 3 months or 4 months, we spend like 11 to 12 months together, you have to make sure that like we're bonded and we're connected, because you can tell when a team isn't, and it affects your dancing and your performance. And so we spend a lot of time making sure that we all like each other and we're all connected, and this team is like the most bonded friend group, and yeah, we're just all one big friend group. And I think that's one of the most like challenging things, is to bring in the fun aspect next to the work.
All right, well, thank you. Well, also with us tonight is our first lieutenant, Michaela Dirks. So, Michaela, your turn here. So, for a little one out there that is seeing that exactly what you all saw. So, you've got the little ones, they're at those games on Friday nights. They see you in the parade. They see you at all these events, and they say, I want to do that. What is your advice to a little one now, if that's what they want to do in the future?
All right, as cheesy as it sounds, it truly is to never give up. And I know it's overused, but it's absolutely true when it comes to our career within this. When you start out dancing, it's not easy. You have to put your heart and your soul into it in order to improve. And it doesn't matter how many classes you pay for, you cannot let that stop you, because the truth of the matter is there's always going to be someone better than you, and there's always going to be someone that wants it more. So you have to be just as competitive and just as will-driven to accomplish what you want to do, whether that be making Diamond Line or making it a professional in the career. Definitely just keep going and never lose that passion.
Never give up. Keep going. I love it. Well, also with us is Senior Lieutenant Haley Cheatham. So, Haley, you're up here. Talk to us about the officer team. This is the officer team we have up here. What is the role of the officer team for the Diamond Line squad?
Well, we are basically examples of Diamond Line. We are the ones that the girls look up to. We are extensions of Miss Knight. We help enforce the rules and demerits and everything. We also get like choreography opportunities to teach the team, and we also help communicate throughout the whole team.
Also, that's a vital part. I love seeing that the team is helping you be the director. It's not just solely on your shoulders. You've been able to foster that in them. Well, also with us, of course, is the captain, Miss Avery Pacheco. Give it up to the captain. So Avery, we have talked a lot about Friday Night Lights. We've talked about the work that you guys are doing to put those Friday night performances on. But in reality, that's just a small sliver of what you guys are doing. As soon as the football season is over, hopefully well into November and December, as soon as that happens, you guys shift gears, am I right? Talk to us about the rest of the year, the spring semester for the Diamond Line and all the work that you have to do still.
Okay, so our gears shift quite a bit. So right after football season, we start working towards contest season, but we've been working towards contest season since the moment we made the team in March. Like literally the first summer practice, we learned our contest routines. So yeah, it's great. So similar to football, they compete every Friday night and they're evaluated every Friday night. We're evaluated on 9 routines for 4 contests, and during contest season, we're practicing every single day and also on Saturdays for a lot of hours. So we're always working hard, but contest season is really important to us. We're trying to win state again, so yeah. So contest season is quite different from football season, but the hard work is still the same.
So the work never stops for the Diamond Line. Well, why don't you pass the mic along, the girls? Same question for everybody. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about your plans for after high school? Just what are the things that what are some of your personal goals for once you graduate from San Marcos High School?
Okay, so I'm definitely going to try to dance in college. My 2 top schools right now are Texas Tech and LSU. Both dance programs are so good there, and I've always looked up to them. I've always been obsessed with them. So I'm definitely dancing. I'm not sure where yet. I have a lot of options, and I still have a lot of thinking to do, but I will figure it out.
Well, for me, I'm not sure if I'm going to dance in college or not. It's something that I do want to continue to do, but those college teams, they're intense. And, I think I'd rather just dance recreationally. But, career-wise, I'd love to be a doctor or potentially an engineer, but those are up in the air.
I want to be an attorney.
Okay.
I am going to apply to Texas State, Texas Women's. Not sure which one I want to go to yet, but I do want to major in dance education to be a director like Miss Knight and direct my own team one day.
As a junior, I haven't planned out everything yet. I have my mind open to a lot of things, but I definitely know I want to keep dancing in the future because it is one of my greatest passions, and I just want to keep up with that.
Same thing with me. I'm still a junior. I'm still keeping my mind open to new things, but the one thing that I do know is that I do want to dance in college. I'm looking at colleges right now that have a really good dance team, so that's all I'm at right now.
For me, I'm not sure if I would dance in college. Well, first of all, I do want to go to college. And I'm planning on being some STEM major. I'm still a junior, so I'm not entirely sure yet. But yeah, that's it.
Well, I think the underlying theme is that dance will continue to be a part of these girls' lives long after they graduate, and I think that's incredible. Well, girls, before I let you go, Coach, you seemed pretty excited. I saw the gleam in your eye. I've gotten to know you pretty well. That there was no Odom Challenge in our last segment. We usually follow up the review of last week's game with the Odom Challenge, and I saw how excited you were when we moved on into the next segment.
Yeah,
you were wrong.
I was not disappointed.
You were wrong. There is an Odom Challenge this week, and I have brought back up. I am completely and totally turning the reins to the Odom Challenge over to the Diamond Line officer team, Coach. They have brought some questions for you. I have nothing to do with this. I'm just going to watch and laugh with the rest of the folks live here at Hayes County Barbecue.
Okay.
Girls, he's all yours.
All right, if you've been listening, so question 1, what is the name of the JV dance team?
That's easy, the Dazzlers.
Very good.
I got that one.
All right, you got one.
Game's over.
You want to stop there?
It's over.
All right, awesome. So how many times has Diamond Line won a state title.
Oh, wow. There's lots of banners in y'all's place. How many times, like in the history? I've only been here. That's not a fair question. I've only been here a year. Huh? They said every Friday night, but I'm not listening to Josh and these guys on Friday night. I'm going to go out and say 9.
Close.
What is it?
13.
Dang, that's not
13
close.
state titles, Coach.
Dang, sorry. I now remember forever.
Okay. You should know this.
Okay.
When is the off season for Diamond Line?
There is no off season.
Good job.
There you go.
Because they do. I see them work every morning, every night.
What is your favorite thing about Diamond Line?
You can't get this one wrong. Well, you could, but I know you're smart enough not to.
Dang. Now I think there's a right answer. Repeat the question.
What is your favorite thing about Diamond Line?
Yeah, when I watched y'all the first time, I think I went in the gym. Y'all had a performance where I really watched y'all. I don't know what it was, but it was something in the gym. And that you are precise, and I don't know dance words, okay? But what I said when I left it was they are athletic too. That's why I've bragged on them, just the things y'all do in unison, in choreographic things, you know. Y'all, you're very athletic. So I just think you kind of put elegance and athleticism together. How about that?
Well done, Coach. Well done.
It took me a while to get there, but I got there.
Okay, next question. How many times a week does Diamond Line practice?
A week? I would say every day but Sunday, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. All right. Good job.
Same days I work.
All right. Who is the captain of Diamond Line? Currently. Yeah.
Currently? Pacheco.
Oh, Pacheco.
Avery.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, who is Diamond Line's biggest rival?
Okay, I've heard this. Hang on.
Do you want a hint?
Jackets? Are they some kind of no?
Do you want a hint?
Please.
We wore the shirts last year that said like #redemption.
Oh yeah, it's that way. It's San Antonio way.
He's pointing south for those of you on the live stream.
Dang it. You got me.
It is O'Connor.
Hang on. Just give me the first letter.
O.
I don't know.
It's O'Connor, yeah.
Yeah.
You did get it. All right, well, thank you, Diamond Line, for giving the Odom Challenge this week. Coach, you did a great job.
Not too bad.
I think you would come to love the Odom Challenge more if I let the Diamond Line do it every week.
It was kind of intimidating.
All right, well, girls, thank you so much for joining us on Rattler Up this week. It is so exciting to have you here, to hear more about you, and to get to see more of what you do the rest of this week and the rest of this year. So, live here at Hays County Barbecue, give it up for the San Marcos High School Diamond Line. All right, it is so great to have them and their family and their friends and everybody here live with us. This is where you need to be. Texas Monthly Recognized Barbecue here at Hays County Barbecue. We stay here. We have our fellowship after the show. Monday Night Football. Stay for the game. Hang out with us. This is the place to be, and we're glad that everybody's here to do this. This is the place to be on Monday nights here on Rattler Up. Monday nights at 6 p.m. But we're going to go ahead and turn our attention back to football as we look ahead. We're actually going to look ahead 2 solid weeks actually instead this time, as we know that 2 weeks from now is our next game. We'll go ahead and have our bye week coming up this next Friday night, or I guess the bye week's the whole week, so no game coming up. And in 2 weeks' time, on Friday night, October 1st, we head up to Austin to take on the Westlake Chaparrals. And Coach, you kind of spoke to it in the Lake Travis segment. We knew that Lake Travis was going to be a challenge. I believe they came in at the time as the number 10 ranked team in the state. And so we knew. The positive is we grew. We knew what we did. We learned what we needed to learn. And we will now face that challenge again, very similarly to what you talked about with the volleyball team. Coach Teo had those girls out against those state qualifying teams time and time again, so they were ready. So we're going to have that challenge again. At current time, the number 1 ranked team in the state, the Westlake Chaparrals. So with another incredibly tough opponent coming up this week, Coach, how much more important do you feel the bye week prior to that becomes?
I'm not sure it does. I mean, if I could put the bye week somewhere different, I think I would, because when you look at the schedule, you get Lake Travis, and then you get to wait a week for the back-to-back state champions, number 1 team in the state to come to play. So But it is what it is, and like you said, we're healthy. So we're, when you have those two teams you're playing, all they can do is get you ready for when you do get to the playoffs. So we're back to basics. We're going to get our legs back. We're going to make sure our kids are fresh. And when we do take the field against Westlake, we'll have some live legs under us.
For those that may not be familiar with what changes in a bye week, talk to us about you've detailed us on other episodes about what the week is like for the Rattlers. What is a bye week like then instead for the Rattlers?
Yeah, so I'm big on rest and recovery. I'm big on fresh minds and fresh bodies, not for just the players, but for coaches. Coaches grind hard, and everybody needs to kind of decompress a little bit. So we will have 0 after-school practices this week.
Okay.
We'll do it all in the morning, but we'll concentrate on the things we need to get better at, and if it's just Coach Clybur's here tonight, I'm sure he's got a good plan, because we're going to go Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on the field, and I know offensively we're going to be we're going to run the counter and run the derby and throw quick pass, and that's it. We're just going to get good at the things we need to be good at.
And I guess it's a similar situation like you mentioned too. You can't expect them to come in making mistakes. So number one, absolutely for us, don't make mistakes to add to it.
Yeah, just to say, again, I watched the video last year against Westlake today, and we played good defense, and I think at the end of the first quarter, it's a 7-point ball game. And in the second quarter, it didn't get away from us. So you just hope that what we did wrong in Lake Travis is we dug the hole and made it bad in a hurry. I want to put up a fight, and I want to see our kids execute. And like I said, you never know when that perfect storm is going to hit.
Now, you talked about if you had your choice, you would place the bye week elsewhere. Out of curiosity, as we look ahead in the schedule, in the Coach Walsh schedule, where would you like to see a bye week in a situation
right
like
after
that?
these two guys.
Right after Westlake.
Yeah,
for what reason?
Just to kind of get it behind you. And you went back to back with the top in the state, and then your rest and recovery is for those next 5 games, the important games that are going to get you in the tournament.
And so that's, as you looked at that schedule there, 5 games to go following the Westlake game, and I think that's what you're saying, right? We know what we're facing against Lake Travis and Westlake. You do what you got to do in those weeks, and then it becomes an absolutely crucial 5-week schedule.
Right.
Talk to us about what has to happen. I mean, it's obvious, win ball games, but as a team and as a unit moving forward, what happens across those 5 weeks if we're in the tournament where we want to be at the end of it?
Yeah, I think if, the number one thing is stay healthy, right? So we talked about that. We're getting back. So if that's the one asterisk that we cannot have. We don't have enough depth. But if we have all the dogs on the team in that game that week, we just got to keep it week by week. And I know I keep talking about the tournament and I keep talking about those last 5 games. Once we get to Hayes week, it's just going to be Hayes week, and we're going to take that here and now and not look any past it.
Well, Coach, finally, we talked a lot about the amount of hours and the work that you guys have put in. We mentioned already several coaches are here joining us for the first time on Rattler Up because most Monday nights, they're on the field. They're in the gym. They're working out with the kids. They're helping out. So in a personal note for you and your staff, do you get some relaxation this weekend? Do you get to go somewhere? Do you get to travel? Do you do some stuff? For you and your staff, how do you get to take advantage of this for your own personal mental health on a bye week?
I try as the head coach and the leader of it just to make sure they do that. And so normally we're working Saturday mornings when the diamond line's out there, till about 12 o'clock. And then Sunday we meet again at 2 o'clock and we get the game plan in until about 6 or 7. So last week we did our normal Saturday. And we as coaches took off on Sunday, and then we'll do the same thing. What is today? Monday. Yeah. So we'll take off again Saturday. So we're not getting the back-to-back days off, but we do get an extended time on each end. And like I said, we're not doing anything after school. I said that, and then we're finding ourselves at volleyball games and middle school football games. And but it's not. We're going to do those things anyways. So some of the grind's off.
Well, I think that's going to be huge. We talk about the players and we talk about injuries, but I think the grind on the coaches is just as real. And so it's glad to hear that you guys will have a chance to relax a little bit on that. Well, that's going to do it for this week's Rattler Up. We're glad for everybody that was here with us here at Hayes County Barbecue. Did everybody in the live studio audience have a nice time this week? Yeah. All right. Be with us every Monday night at 6 o'clock here in the Big Texas Event Center in Hays County Barbecue. Get you some of that Texas Monthly rated barbecue, the brisket, the turkey, whatever it is you want. You come in here, you eat with us, you join us for fellowship afterward, and we're really excited to have everybody that's here live. But we also thank you if you're watching at home on the live stream. Remember, every week, even if you miss us on a Monday night at 6, just go to the VYPE YouTube channel, and you can watch these shows later on in the week and see just how well we did or laugh at us, whichever you choose to do, as long as you tune in. All right, before we go, we want to remind people again all the opportunities they have to catch the Rattlers in action this week. Tuesday, our volleyball team, as mentioned, is in action in Austin against Austin High. Also, Tuesday night, Miller and Goodnight football teams are in action at home, so swing by those campuses and support those up-and-coming Rattlers. Friday night, volleyball is back in the Snake Pit for another district matchup, this time with Lake Travis again. Bye week, if you typically are at football games, your son is on the team, your daughter's a trainer, a cheerleader, you're usually at the stadium on a Friday night, come on out to the Snake Pit. You're used to doing things on Fridays anyway. Let's pack the place for that Lake Travis game. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise you. Also, Friday, cross-country team in action at the Camp Tejas Invitational at Giddings High School. And Saturday, the Goodnight and Miller volleyball teams are competing at the San Marcos Spike Fest. So we wish them good luck in their big tournament this weekend as well. So, Coach, for the live crowd here at Hays County Barbecue, the show ends in a moment, but the fun begins. Monday Night Football hits all the screens. It's when we really start to have the fun and fellowship. We got the Lions and the Packers tonight. Your prediction?
Man, you asked me a week ago, it would have been an easy Packer pick, but after, I don't know where Aaron Rodgers' world is right now, but I'll still go with the Packers.
All right, he still likes the Packers tonight against the Lions. Well, again, live every Monday night at 6 p.m. Next week, we'll talk a little bit more about some upcoming events in Rattler Nation. We're on a bye week, so we're going to have an opportunity to have even more special guests in the studio with us, so we're excited for that. And next week, if you stay for Monday Night Football, it is Cowboys versus Eagles, so make sure to bring your Cowboys jerseys to the game. If you wear your Eagles jersey, you're welcome to eat at McDonald's on Monday night. You are not welcome in Hays County Barbecue. All right, well, there were some claps. I might have gotten booed. I can't tell. I might have some heat with some people when we get off the air, and that's okay. I'll defend it. We want to thank, as always, Josh for producing us here, representing us at VYPE's live stream. We thanks for all our partners that support us. Thanks to Hays County Barbecue for having us and making a fun place for us to talk sports and be a part of the Rattler Nation. But for Coach Walsh this week, I'm CJ Odom, and that'll do it for Rattler Up. We'll see you next week on Rattler Up with Coach Walsh.